Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of MAGA Headline News. My name is Mike, and this morning I came across a news story that I wanted to share with you guys that is another example of why we cannot handle 20 million illegals coming into our country in a matter of 4 years. Um, Over in Texas, they are tracking the amount of illegals that are using the hospital system. And what it came to is shocking. All right. And I'm going to put this story up and I'm going to just read it. It's quick, only a paragraph or two. All right. Texas hospitals hit with $122 million bill for illegal immigrants' care in one single month, 31,000 visits by illegals. Okay. Texas hospitals were left on the hook for nearly 122 million in healthcare costs racked up by illegal immigrants for 1 month last year. The first month the state began tracking the figures. Texas Governor Abbott signed an executive order in August mandating the Texas Health and Human Service Commission to track the number of individuals not lawfully present in the United States who are using Texas hospitals. Okay, I'm not going to go on. You get the point. Let me just remove that. All right. Look, whether it be hospitals, police services, fire services, schools, whatever it may be, we cannot handle this much of an influx on our system and services. We don't have the housing for it. We don't have the money for it, the schools for it. We don't have the resources for it. So what's going to happen is your hospitals are going to start going bankrupt because this is not the only hospital that's happening at. It's obviously happening all over the country. This is not something that would only happen in Texas. And you get the same thing. You get, a small town school system all of a sudden has six, seven, 800 new kids overnight. How do you handle that? Well, you got to hire new teachers. You got to build new schools. Okay. You can't do that. We don't have the money to do that right now. All right. We have been run down as a country by the Democrats in the first place. And this is the goal of the Marxists. They want us weak. They want us to collapse, our Constitution to collapse, because they want their form of government. They want global communism, one world global communism. And if you think that's a little too much, just go take a look at everything you have seen. What does it all point at? Ever since 2008, when Obama started bringing the refugees in that ran over towns in Michigan, bringing 50, 60,000 people into a 50,000 person town. Okay. We are literally being taken advantage of. We are being attacked at every angle. And this is just another example. Our services cannot handle that. And you are going to eventually start seeing those costs. You're going to pay it. The Democrats aren't going to pay it. Okay. Even if they funded it in Congress, you pay it. And they would just steal it anyway before it got to the hospitals. So it makes no difference. That is why we need to continue to support President Trump. We elected him to get into office. We elected him to do a job. Okay. So make sure we ignore the nonsense and propaganda of the left. That is why I make videos pointing out and showing people how to recognize Democrat, communist, Marxist propaganda. Okay. That is what you're being hit with every single day. They want you to feel alone. They want you to feel like there's no one else out there supporting Trump when that is not true. They are the house of cards. They are the ones that don't have the numbers. They are the ones that have to resort to sending their blue-haired freaks out to damage vehicles. They have to resort to tapping imbeciles and assholes like Jasmine Crockett, jerk-offs like AOC, to go out and cause trouble everywhere, or the old fossil Bernie, or the old fossil Maxine Waters, or Connecticut's own prune fossil Rosa DeLauro. These people are all crazy. You don't have an ounce of sense in the Democrat Party. So, like I said, keep up the support for Trump. Do not listen to the mainstream media when they tell you you are alone, because you are not. There are over 120 million of us. And if the elections were not fraudulent, you would see that reflected in the number of votes that Trump really got before they tossed out 30, 40 million votes or switched them over. And that will all be proven. The evidence is out there. You could go look for it. It's all in black and white. So there again, hospitals, your healthcare prices will start reflecting that soon. And when they go up, you know what they'll do? They'll blame Trump. So let's support Trump. He will clean this mess up. Okay. Hopefully he does it sooner than later. Hopefully he suspends habeas corpus if he has to start deporting everybody immediately. And that's what we need in this country. I trust Trump suspending habeas corpus over trusting what the Democrats want to do or the power the Democrats want to take in this country. So we're at the point where it's at our doorstep, guys. We can't avoid it. And it's going to keep creeping in and keep coming. Okay. Yes, we have Trump at a national level, but don't forget, we are basically occupied partially by a Marxist overthrow of America. We are partially occupied by Marxists. Every state, every city that has these crazy school boards, that has these Democrat politicians, Democrat mayors, Democrat city councils, what are they doing? They aren't stopping. They are continuing to do it, and they are going to isolate our communities that are run by Democrats. And a lot of times it is really hard, especially in the Democrat states, because they have these elections in the bag. Okay. They have the means and resources to continue winning the elections fraudulently. So, it's going to have to happen slowly, whatever's got to happen here. Trump going to have to clean it all up. If he has to invoke the Insurrection Act, go ahead, because we only have one chance at this. And the hospitals is just another example. And eventually, when the healthcare costs go up, they're going to blame Trump. So don't fall for the propaganda. Democrats, remember, they're a house of cards. As soon as they're defunded, you will see them collapse. That's why you are seeing Trump pulling the funding out from under them everywhere you look. Pretty soon, they'll only have enough money for one last stand. And what they'll try to do is riot and burn the country down with it. And that's what they're going to try this summer. So just everybody stay prepared, support President Trump. And, I will be back with another report probably tonight or tomorrow. And this has been MAGA Headline News for Monday, May 5th. My name is Mike. And guys, have a good rest of your day. Thank you.